Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amanda Brothers, and I'm the Marketing Practice Coordinator for TABC. In today's TABC Talks, we will be addressing retail advertising, promotions, and tasting events. At the end of the presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask questions on topics we discussed. If you have event-specific questions or hypotheticals, please send an email to the Marketing Practice inbox at marketing.practices@tabc.texas.gov or contact us at 512-206-3411, and we will walk through your questions at a later date. This presentation will help you identify types of legal retail advertisements, the difference between legal versus illegal signage, changes made during sunset for outdoor advertisements, various forms of media advertising, promotions, and how to conduct tasting events with consumers at retail locations. Retailers may utilize various forms of advertisements, so long as they adhere to the Alcoholic Beverage Code and TABC administrative rules. Examples of advertisements include outdoor advertisements such as billboards and outdoor signs, television advertisements like commercials, and social media ads such as Twitter posts, TikToks, and Facebook stories. A sign is a thing whose primary purpose is to advertise brand, product, or price. Wholesalers, distributors, brewers, and brew pubs that are allowed to sell to retailers may furnish, give, or sell interior signs to retailers. Signage may not bear the name, logo, or trademark of a retailer. Additionally, signage may not be customized for the retailer or considered an improvement to the retailer's premises. Signage provided by a wholesaler, distributor, brewer, or brew pub cannot be placed on the outside of a retailer's establishment. Prior to sunset, wholesalers, distributors, and brewers and brew pubs were prohibited from placing interior signage that was visible to the public 5 feet outside the retail location. Now, signage provided by the above may be placed inside the building facing outward. Signs should not be retail specific. The sign on the left is considered illegal signage because it specifically advertises an event at a retail location and therefore cannot be used at another retail location. Signage should be transferable from one retailer to another. The sign on the right is legal because the custom sign was made for and by the retailer. The manufacturer did not underwrite or provide the custom signage to the retailer. Upper tier members cannot paint, improve, or remodel a retailer's premises, as this would be considered providing a thing of value. The sign on this slide is retailer specific and is not easily removable. It can also be considered an improvement or a remodel of a retail location. As a result of sunset, there is no longer a limit on the number of signs that can be displayed outside a retailer's premises. Additionally, retailers may now use any alcoholic beverage brand or name, any font size, and any words or phrases of their choosing on their outdoor advertisements. Holders of a private club permit must include a statement that indicates the service of alcohol is for members only on all their outdoor advertisements. Statute prohibits retailers from featuring pricing on outdoor advertisements, with one exception. If a retailer holds a food and beverage certificate, they may advertise prices by displaying the business's menu on the outside of the location. As a reminder, signage provided by a wholesaler, distributor, brewer, brew pub cannot be placed on the outside of a retailer's establishment. A wholesaler, distributor, brewer, brew pub cannot make or provide signage that is specific for outdoors to a retailer. However, a retailer may take signage from inside their building and place it outside their building. For example, a retailer may use their own funds to have a neon sign provided by a distributor removed from the inside of their location and placed outside. Prior to sunset changes, a billboard could not be placed within 200 feet of a licensed retail establishment authorized to sell alcoholic beverages. The commission was also required to review and approve applications for permission to put up a billboard. Now, upper tier members are no longer limited in how close they can place a billboard to a retail location and are not required to receive prior approval before putting up their billboard. Upper tier members are still prohibited from advertising on a billboard in a manner that promotes, directs traffic, or is intended to benefit a specific retailer. Directly or indirectly paying a retailer to advertise on their property is also prohibited. There are various types of media advertisements that a retailer may utilize to promote brands that they sell. Print, radio, television, internet, and social media advertisements are all treated in the same manner. Retailers can advertise specials, including prices and brands, using any form of media advertising, so long as it is not funded directly or indirectly by an upper tier member. A violation would occur if a retailer were to receive something from the upper tier member in exchange for advertising their brands, or if the upper tier member were to fund the advertisement. The type of promotion a retailer can offer depends on the type of permit they hold and whether they are considered an on-premise or off-premise permittee. On-premise and off-premise promotions are regulated by different statutes. On-premise promotions should not induce the consumer to overconsume and become intoxicated. The retailer must retain control over their premises. Retailers may not offer an all-you-can-drink price. However, they may offer one free drink per day per person to an identifiable segment of the population. For example, hosting a ladies' night. We have also allowed retailers to substitute the free drink for a drink discount. Reduced price drinks or happy hour prices after 11 p.m. may not be offered, but an all-day drink discount, such as a $4 margarita special all day, can be offered. Buy-in or two for the price of one specials are prohibited. Retailers may offer a free drink or drink discount as part of the meal package. For example, $15.99 for a steak, dessert, and a beer. A meal package may not act as a coupon or as an illegal inducement. Off-premise permittees may offer a sale or discounted price on alcohol. For example, this week only, buy a case of Coors Light for $25, or save 10% when you buy 6 or more bottles of wine. Off-premise promotions should not operate as a coupon or a legal inducement. For instance, get a free bag of ice with the purchase of an alcoholic beverage. In this example, the retailer is inducing the consumer to purchase an alcoholic beverage in order to receive the free item. Rebates and coupons for the purchase of alcohol are prohibited. You may offer a discount so long as the consumer is not required to present a coupon in order to take advantage of the promotion. For example, a retailer may run a promotion for $5 off a case of beer. However, if the consumer has to cut out a coupon for the $5 off, it is illegal. A retailer may offer coupons for non-alcoholic products such as branded t-shirts, glassware, bottle openers, etc. Coupons for non-alcoholic products may only be redeemed directly through the retailer. Retailers have the ability to offer in-house loyalty programs. The intent of a loyalty program is customer loyalty, to keep the customer coming back. As part of a loyalty program, a retailer may offer discounts on the purchase of alcohol and non-alcoholic products, as long as the promotion does not operate as a coupon. Points may be redeemed on alcoholic beverages and on non-alcoholic products sold directly to the consumer by the retailer. Upper tier members may not directly or indirectly provide a retailer reimbursement for a loyalty program. Loyalty programs offered by on-premise permittees must operate in compliance with 45102 and should not conflict with 45103. Please note the terms samples and tastings are used interchangeably throughout the presentation. Rules for tastings vary depending on the type of permit you hold. Due to time constraints, we will not go into detail on these rules. A more in-depth explanation on consumer tasting events at retail locations is outlined in Marketing Practice Advisory 002, which can be found on our website. Along with manufacturers and promotional permittees, off-premise retailers are allowed to conduct their own tastings with consumers at their licensed location. Retailers must use product from their own inventory for their tastings and may only provide samples of alcoholic beverages they are authorized to sell. Additionally, any unused alcoholic beverages from the tasting must be discarded or removed from the premises immediately. Prior to sunset, there was a package store tasting permit. As part of Sunset's overhaul of our permitting structure, the package store tasting permit was eliminated and the authority was moved under the package store permit. When a tasting is conducted at a package store or wine-only package store, additional statutory requirements must be followed. Package stores and wine-only package stores must post written notification of a tasting within 48 hours of the event. These tastings must also adhere to the sample size limitations listed in Chapter 22 and 24 of the Alcoholic Beverage Code. There is no size limit for samples given to consumers for tastings at other types of off-premise locations. A bar spend is a product tasting where an upper tier member purchases drinks from an on-premise retailer to provide samples to consumers. The beverages must be consumed on the retailer's premises and in the presence of the upper tier member. The retailer must maintain control of their licensed premises at all times, including during a bar spend. This means the retailer is responsible for making and serving the purchased drinks to the upper tier member. In this presentation, we address how to identify types of legal retail advertisements, the difference between legal versus illegal signage, changes made during sunset for outdoor advertisements, various forms of media advertising, promotions, and how to conduct tasting events with consumers at a retail location. I will now open up for questions. Please use the chat feature or use the raise hand function. To use the raise hand function, click on the participants button at the bottom of your Zoom window. When the participant window pops up, click the raise hand button at the bottom. When I recognize you by saying your name, you may unmute your microphone. Please introduce yourself, who you represent, and ask your question. Thank you. So I have a question from Mike. Can a retailer offer an electronic coupon to discount alcohol? Electronic coupons are treated just the same as paper coupons. They are prohibited. And Jessica Peterson asks, will you be providing an email version of the presentation to participants? A recording of this presentation will be listed and posted on our YouTube page. You may also email the marketing practice inbox for a copy of the presentation if you'd like. Are there any other questions? I don't see any other hands. So thank you for watching. Please direct any questions or concerns about today's presentation to the marketing practice inbox at marketing.practices@tabc.texas.gov. Thank you, and this concludes our presentation.
Amy, do you have a question?
Yes, I was too slow on the take and my coworkers were all barking. So my apologies. Going back to the very first picture in the presentation of what was legal and what was not legal, that went really quickly for somebody as slow as me. Could we look at that picture again?
Okay. You said, is it slide number 11, Amy?
Yes, yes, that one. If I'm looking at the picture on the left, which is illegal because it's advertising an event at a specific retail location, if that picture that is just the Budweiser and it says Dead Day Party with Josh Abbott, that part of that picture does not have the retailer's name, just the left part of it where it says Whiskey Myers Live, or I think that's probably the retailer. So if you only had this Dead Day Party, Budweiser, and the retailer bought that sign, would that make that lawful?
Two things. One, if the retailer paid for the sign all by themselves, made by themselves, it would be legal. It's illegal is that even though it doesn't have the retailer's name on it, it's specific to their event, the specific date, like you mentioned, and it's paid for by the.
So Amy, if the sign was made for and paid by the retailer, then the sign would be legal. But because this is, even though this doesn't say the retailer's name, it's specifically designed for this retailer's event. And so that's what makes it illegal, because it's non-transferable. Those signage should be transferable from one retail location to another.
But if the retailer paid for it and bought it, that would be okay, because now they're advertising an event that's really at their location on that specific day, right?
As long as they didn't buy it from an upper tier member.
Okay, cool. That's what I need clarity on. I apologize. Y'all know I'm slow.
Thank you, Amy.
And you did a great job. You all, this is awesome. Thank you, thank you.
All right, got more questions.
Okay, I see that we have some more questions. Let's see.
I'll read it out loud.
Stephen says, just to clarify, can we use flyers and newspapers to advertise prices and sales as long as there is no coupon? Yes. And then Mike Fink asks, can a retailer produce signage that advertises brands or pricings? If so, can a distributor or brewer reimburse the retailer if the sign does not have the retailer's name or logo on it? No.
They can produce their own signs, but for the interior, the pricing can't be outside.
So the retailer can produce their own signs for the interior that include pricing. Pricing cannot be listed on a sign outside of the establishment. But as for the second part of your question, the answer is no. Or visible. Are there any other questions? Well, thank you so much for participating, and this concludes our presentation.